Okay.
Okay, so like, what do I think about like Jeff and Leah as a couple? When I met Leah, I was like, if Jeff was a girl, this was basically what Leah was. I was like, if Jeff had been born as a girl, he would have been born as Leah's twin sister. That's basically what I thought.
Even before they had gone out on a date, she was like head over heels for him. and then when they finally started dating, it just got worse. Well, I remember one time when there was a committee meeting going on in here, and she said something, and you were like, Leah, because you're on the committee or something like that. Your opinion pretty much doesn't matter. And she's like, he hates me. Oh my gosh. Oh no. And it's just like, oh, I feel so embarrassed.
Let's see here. At first, Jeff's Hefe name, it took a while. It took a while for me to get used to that one. You know?
I think they're perfect for each other. And mostly because whenever I talk to Leah about it, she's just so happy and she doesn't have any doubts about it at all. And that was the biggest indicator to me that things were going to work out, is because she just wasn't worried at all and things were going great. And the fact that he can make her laugh and she doesn't feel like she has to be somebody different than who she is really important. And so I am really happy for her.
I remember that you were really funny, because I remember that we went to an FHE together, and I remember that you were in our car. We were like jamming out and like belting songs at the top of our lungs. Anyways, I do remember that was my first impression of you. I was like, man, this kid's really funny.
At the FHE Bishopric, Leah pointed Jeff out to me, and I just started watching him actually the majority of that night, trying to figure out if he was an appropriate person to be with Leah or not. And at first, like, he did some kind of strange things, but they started making more sense. Because I saw him watching Leah as I was watching him. It was really kind of cute actually.
Hey Leah, so we're outside the library, we couldn't get into the library, but this was kind of like a special place because we met together here, like in a more like formal setting, whatnot. And I was like super excited because like we'd met at the activity and stuff, and I thought you were really cool. But I didn't really didn't get to know each other super well. So it was just kind of fun meeting you in the library, walking that one day when I was trying to listen to my music and stuff. It's really cool just because I got to talk to you about your classes and your plays and stuff, and I was just really impressed with like your work ethic and like you trying to go to the extra credit plays and whatnot. And I thought you were super nice for like inviting me, even though I kind of also invited myself. But I was really happy that you like wanted to go to the play with me and stuff. And so it's just this was always kind of like a special place for me, just because that's where I kind of got to know you better, and just kind of where we actually got to meet.
Right after they went to like this little play thing, Leah writes Jeff, and she's like, Jeff, if you ever need anybody.
Oh yeah, the nice note?
The little nice
the
note.
Nice note,
to
right?
go with you to a play. You know, you got me, like Leia's like classic Winky or whatever.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Jeff's holding it like a piece of treasure in his hand. He's like parading it around the house, I swear.
So this is where we played the paper airplane game, and then I tried to recreate your paper airplane, but yours was a lot better. But I just remember it would take forever to get through. But what's strange is I actually like really enjoyed it, like just walking with you and like hanging out and stuff. And I like the fact that even though your paper airplane wasn't the best, you were still willing to like have a good time and like be a good sport about it. And I did win, and we did get to go to Coldstone, but I just always, I don't know, I'll always remember paper airplane in the Clyde. It's like one of my favorite dates ever, and that's why I love you.
Very quickly into their relationship, it was very different than any other relationship that Leah's had. Because I've seen her date 4 or 5 different people, either whether it was official or just going on dates. I've seen every guy she's ever dated, and I've seen how she acts around them, and I've seen the happiness that she has. And it became very apparent very quickly that this was different, and that she didn't just like Jeff because he liked her, which was her fear with a lot of the guys she dated. And she didn't just, it wasn't a relationship of convenience. It was something that she wanted to be invested in. And it was something that she really wanted. And it was something that made a big difference in her life. She very quickly went from being Leah to being Leah and Jeff.
Okay. So this is the Provo River Trail, Leah, where we had our second date, and it was like honestly like my most favorite date I've ever been on in my entire life. And it was at that moment that I don't know, that I really wanted to date you and just like go or continue going on dates, or I wanted to date you, but I didn't know what you wanted. But basically, it was like that date, it was like super, super good. And I was like, honestly, like you were the most amazing person ever, and it was like super fun. And like we studied flashcards on the date, which like most people would have thought that was really stupid, but I thought it was super cute. It was really funny, and I enjoyed like every second of it. And so it's just like the fact that we can like study flashcards together and still have lots of fun. It's like one of the reasons I love you.
What was your like most like prominent memory of Leah and I?
Watching you guys walk home from church together the first time. That was really cute. It was like, that's, I think, when I kind of knew that you guys were not going to be apart ever. You're going to be together.
Yeah.
So she proceeds to tell me about all these awesome things that he had done for her. But I just remember she told me this story of how he had taken her to a corn maze, and how during the corn maze, he had gotten a hold of like this piece of corn, or like, I don't know what you would call that, like
Like a corn stalk?
Yeah, like a corn stalk. He had hold of a corn stalk, but she didn't realize it. He was behind his back. And so, he must have like tapped her on the shoulder or something, but like she turned around and he was just like, will you marry me? Or something like that. Anyway, it was just like, when she died, she was laughing so hard, and she just thought it was the cutest, funniest thing ever. And she's like, I don't even know where he got the cornstalk from. Like, it was so funny. And anyway, in that moment, I was just like, yes, this is Leah's man.
And so, Leah, this is where we were walking that one night after FHE, holding hands, when the entire ward saw us. And it was at that moment we just decided to be together, and we should make our relationship official. And you know what, I had been planning to ask you a little bit more officially, but I feel like that was a good indicator of our relationship, just kind of like going with the flow, whatever. Also, having the ward see us hold hands kind of ruined the secret, so it makes sense. But it was just nice, and that was really fun. We played softball that day, and so it meant a lot to me. So this is just like one of those special spots where our relationship took another step forward, and it made me really happy.
But I mostly remember when she came home after you guys were officially dating, and we were all in here and we were just kind of talking, and we were just talking about random things, and she walks in and she starts joining a conversation, and the conversation had kind of died down a little bit, and then she's like, well, anyways, we're dating. And it was so funny, so we're like, what? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. It was really funny. It was really exciting. So yeah.
So I'm here at the bus stop where like all the 2 months and stuff we've been dating, like basically like this would be a big struggle for us, because I'd always get here, or like you get here first, and we'd always have to be like, is the other person gonna show up? Like, and you'd have to like look at the bus and like see, or like, oh, should I wait for the other bus and stuff like that. Or like even if we got on the same bus, like just trying to get and like find each other on like a crowded bus, and so it was just a huge struggle for us. So, but like, I don't know, I actually really enjoyed seeing you in the morning and stuff, and so this was one of my favorite spots to like meet you every single day, and it's super fun, and it just meant a lot to me that you were willing to like make that sacrifice to make sure that like we got to see each other in the morning in the bus and everything.
One thing I remember is that she would change when she went to the bus, hoping that he would be there, because she saw him once early in the morning and she was going earlier than she needed to that day, and she's like, oh my gosh, Jeff goes to the bus at 8, and so she would be ready to go to the bus at 8 even though she didn't have class, just so she could see Jeff.
Okie dokie. Now, last question. Opinion of the ring.
Don't throw it.
Well, now that I know the ring exists,
As a guy, what is your opinion?
I just dropped it upside down.
rest for the days.
It's so beautiful.
Would you give it like a 10, like 1 out of 10, 10 being perfect, 1 being like, yeah. Honestly.
Honestly.
That's so perfect. That's perfect for her.
It's, I love it. It's so pretty.
You can take it out.
But I don't want her to see it yet.
She tried it.
It's so pretty, and it like. Have you ever noticed how like pretty her hands are? They're just so like slim and long and just like beautiful. And the ring is just like so perfect for it. Like it's just like very simple, but it's just like so pretty.
So I'm on camera looking at this ring. I have to be honest about the ring. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. So I mean, it has to be a 10, right? I mean,
It's beautiful. It's perfect for Leah.
Yeah, it suits her.
I think she's gonna like it.
Like I had the ring at some point. I can show the ring because I'm gonna give it to you in a second. So like, whatchamacallit. So one night I was sitting there looking at the ring in my room, and I was like, oh, it's a pretty ring. And then I put it on my pinky, and I was like just looking at my hand like, oh, it's pretty good. And then I like look over, and Cameron, my roommate, just is staring at me, and I'm just like, that's normal. That's a normal thing that people do when they own a ring. What?
Just like, I'm all over on my computer, just like typing, I'm just looking over at him. I look over at him, he's like, put it on his pinky, he's like, looking at his pinky, and like, what are you doing there, Jeff?
Last night I had a really interesting experience with Leah. It was really, really cool to be there with her. Last night she had a little bit of a scare when she couldn't get a hold of Jeff. He was supposed to go pick her up, and he had accidentally fallen asleep. And she got worried, she got concerned. But I think what scared her more was that she cared more about him than she did about herself. And she started walking home. She tried to contact us, but I didn't look at my phone. And one of our roommates was on her way to go pick her up, but she was concerned about Jeff. And that realization scared Leah a little bit, that she could care so deeply about someone, and that she could love someone so much and care about them more than she cared about herself. But she truly does love Jeff, and I think love is a learning process, and I've seen them fall in love over the course of the semester, but that doesn't mean they're done falling. I really think they're going to keep falling in love with each other and realizing that they're in love with each other over and over again until they're, a little old lady and a little old man sitting on a porch swing and, springtime.
I've had, I sometimes see you sitting by the window in the hall, or laughing with the children at the little things you saw. And lately I've been wondering if it's all I can do to hold you and to show you I do. My promise is forever with you. And lately I've been wondering if it's all I can do. My promise is forever with you. My promise is forever.